Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea. We're going to have a record short single best idea because you're exhausted from the election outcome. The team is exhausted, mostly sleepless in Cincinnati, or Seattle, I should say. Election results from Seattle. We'll have those for you tomorrow. Let's get to it. We had two politicians on today as they pick up the debris of the Republican and Democratic Party. We'll get to French Hill of Arkansas here in a moment. From Connecticut is a different governor, Ned Lamont. I want to make clear that Mrs. Lamont, Annie Lamont, is a member of the Bloomberg LP board. There is that disclaimer. But here we are with Ned Lamont, the governor of Connecticut, and how his Democrats will pick up the pieces.
Take that final couple of days. Kamala should have been in a diner having a cup of coffee and apple pie with a couple of the guys instead of Oprah and Beyonce. But that said, look, I'm an Ivy League guy. I'm from Greenwich, so I'm hardly the person to say we are going to be the party of the working families. But you got to reach out to people. You got to talk to people. Every day I go to the factory line and make sure people have a sense that we're there for them. Washington, under Biden, there weren't very many business people at all in that administration. Connecticut's led by a business guy.
Ned Lamont, the governor of Connecticut. We then turn later in the hour to Arkansas. French Hill is a banker from Little Rock. He is the winner of the 2nd Congressional District. Of course, the House, they have to vote every 2 years. And he won with, I think it was 59% of the vote. We had a collegial discussion about collegial Arkansas politics. And then I asked him simply, in this time of Republican South, how did Bill Clinton get elected?
Well, back when he did that, it was democratically conservative Arkansas. It was a super majority of the legislature, county judges, elected officials were all Democrats in the 70s and early 80s, but they were centrist, what you might call blue dog Democrats. And Clinton put himself at the front of their parade of a forward-looking, pro-growth blue dog. I mean, I see this every year for the decade I've served in the House. They double down on what I call a center-left progressivism that you find maybe in Brooklyn, but you don't find in Conway, Arkansas, and they try to run on it, and it hadn't worked for them yet.
French Hill, what we try to do here is be balanced. Ned Lamont of Connecticut and French Hill of Arkansas. We will continue forward. Thank you so much for the YouTube visibility. We are humbled by the response internationally on YouTube. Subscribe at YouTube to Bloomberg Podcasts. It's the best way you can help me and the team and your morning commute across the nation and, frankly, worldwide. Internationally on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Good morning on Sirius XM, channel 123. I got a wonderful brief the other day on Sirius XM. I had no idea how big it was, to be honest. Thank you for your attendance there. In particular, thank you to 92.9 FM in Boston. We are humbled with the startup there in Boston, looking at, I don't know what they are, ratings or whatever the statistics, but, we'll try to do more Red Sox baseball. I got to get up to speed on the Celtics. That's where I've really, that's my November project now that the election's over. I got to get smarter on the Boston Celtics. It's Single Best Idea. We're on an Apple Podcast and YouTube Podcast.